Oh my, what a wonderful time.
Hey everyone, how's everyone doing today? Welcome to this video on how to budget in your 20s. I feel like this topic of finances is not really talked a lot about in my age group. This is something that we have to normalize, because in this stage of our lives, we are exploring opportunities, seeing what we don't like, what we do like, and we're starting to build our future. And the things that we are doing now or not doing now is going to have a huge impact on our future. I really do see that this is something that people my age want to know more about, because this is something that they do not teach us in school, right? They don't teach us how to budget, credit cards, interest, about retirement, about having an emergency fund. So these are things that we have to learn on our own. I had to learn it on my own through trial and error. I want to share with you guys what helped me through my finance journey, and also what I have read on that is crucial on being successful in your short-term and your long-term financial goals. However, managing your finances can be challenging, especially if you're living on your own, recently graduated college, and you're a post-grad. That's why in this video, I'm going to be sharing some tips on how to budget and save effectively. First and foremost, I am not a financial advisor, but I did take business classes in college, so I also did do a lot of research to make sure that the information that I'm providing you guys is the most accurate. Growing up with me and my family, I would say that money was more on the tighter side. So I was able to see early on in my life the value that money has and the importance of using money for what is needed. I also have experience living paycheck to paycheck, which a lot of people do, and it's not a way to live, because not saving, not investing in yourself for your future, and you're not enjoying life. Budgeting really helped me to be able to cut down on some things that I really did not need. With that, I was able to take that extra money that I had and invest it in myself, in my future. Of course, everyone has their own finances, so everyone's spreadsheet is gonna look different. And if you already cut everything that you can possible and you're still ending up short, then you have to ask your job for a raise. I highly recommend to start looking for something else that pays you more. Definitely feel like being young and living in your 20s, there is this stereotype that you have to living life to the fullest, you only live your 20s once, have fun till it lasts. With that, people start to spend their money on short-term pleasures instead of long-term investments. And I know for me, it was a constant pull between I want to save money for my future, but I only live once. And I really feel like this is something that a lot of people my age go through. Really hope that this video helps you get clarity on that and see what's most important right now is your future. If you spend a lot now, you're gonna have less to spend later. But if you spend less now, you'll be able to spend more later. You'll be able to enjoy your life. In this video, we're gonna go over making sure that you're balancing your money between your needs, your wants, and also your savings. And point blank is, once you have financial freedom and you have stability, then you're able to treat yourself. Very important to look at your future goals. So how do you want to be living? Where do you want to be living? Do you want a family? Do you want to open up a business? I also believe that financial literacy and having responsibility with your money is key to being in control of your life and building your income for your future. For those who are new to budgeting, a budget basically means setting up a plan to provide sums of money for particular purposes in your life, such as rent, groceries, eating out, entertainment. The goal of a budget is to ensure that you're not spending more than you're making. In other words, it keeps you in check. First step in making a budget is going to be listing all your income and your expenses. I recommend looking at the past 3 months' expenses. You can do this by looking at your debit card, credit card statements, pay stubs, your receipts if you keep them, side hustles, how much money you make off of those. An app that I recently started to use that is actually very helpful and I highly recommend is called Mint. And it's an app that you connect to either your bank or your card, and it separates your expenses by categories. Spending on rent, it'll show you how much you're spending on eating out, out, on entertainment, on subscriptions. It really helps you to visually see instead of manually going through each, to be able to see where you're spending your money more on. But I also like to double check everything. So once it generates my categories, then I will take that information and I'll put it into my own spreadsheet that I use. You need to look at your past expenses to be able to determine your future ones and how much money you have in pockets, so you can see how much you can spend. Now that you have your expenses and you generated your list, you can create your budget that aligns with your financial goals. How I design my spreadsheet, and I recommend that you guys do it also if you don't know how to start or you don't know how to divide your money, to use the 50-30-20 rule. This rule was created by Elizabeth Warren, a rule that's well known in finance because it actually works. I'll break it down for you guys super quick so you guys have an overview of what this rule is. To visualize a little pie chart, we have a chunk for the 50%, for the 30%, and we have another chunk for the 20%. 50% is going to be for your needs. So bills that you absolutely must pay in order to survive. It can be rent, utilities, gas, groceries, health insurance, minimum debt payments, etc. 30% is gonna be your wants. So this is anything that you spend that is not essential but brings you joy. So this can be entertainment, eating out, date night, subscription, shopping, etc. And I know some of us like to expand that 30% because we want that new bathing suit or we want that new video game, but we have to be mindful that this rule is set in place for us to be able to balance our finances. 20% is going to be for your savings and for your investing. So this can be adding money into your emergency fund in a bank account, investing in a 401k retirement plan, or investing in the stock market, etc. For me, I do my budget bi-weekly. It's the frequency that I get paid, so it helps me to not spend more than I need to in those 2 weeks. The month before, I run the report on Mint to see how much I spent in the entirety in the whole month on my different categories. Then I can see if I'm spending too much on a certain category, then I would have to cut a little bit off. And what really helps me is to take note of the things that I purchase to see if I'm buying it repetitively. So it can be easy, right? Get your Starbucks coffee every morning. It's only $6, but that adds up very, very quickly. I like to go into my notes on my phone and I will type whenever I get something that I know I frequently get a lot. Or if it's a big purchase as well, I will write it down. Then in the top of my category, I will have the amount that I have for my 30% chunk for my wants. So I make sure that I don't go over that amount. If you're always in a rush and you don't have time to type it, then what I would recommend is if you're using your physical card, then what you can also do is go on the app. Then at the end of your day, just write down, or again, type it in your phone. Know it's something that adds up quickly or something that was a splurge. So tip number 1 for budgeting is going to be save, save, save. Saving money is a crucial part of your financial success and stability. You have to set specific measurable goals that are both short-term and long-term. These short-term goals can be anything that is going to happen 5 years or less, buying a new car, a down payment for your house, or building an emergency fund, etc. Now your long-term goals is going to take longer than those 5 years. So it'd be more like retirement, if you want to open up a business, saving for your kids' education, if you want to buy a vacation house, etc. What I've also noticed in having my financial short-term and long-term goals is that it keeps me mindful when I'm wanting to splurge or buy something that I don't really need. Stops me, and I say to myself, I can save this money and use it to invest in my future. So it really helps you to stay mindful on your money and on your spending. I highly recommend for you to start an emergency fund. This is something that I recently started doing. We just had a pandemic. Anything can happen in this world. When I was researching, suggests that have a minimum of 3 months worth of your salary. Of course, you can always start with 1 month and then you can go up to 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months. But it is crucial for you to start an emergency fund. Also, please set up for retirement because the younger, the better. I started investing in my retirement when I was 19. I opened up my account. It has slowly but surely been growing. It's very important, especially if you're in your 20s, to open your retirement as soon as possible, because this is compounding interest. So what that means is this money is growing over time. And especially if your job offers it, because a lot of jobs offer this benefit, the plus is that they will match you on whatever you put. So if you put 5% into your retirement, then they will match you also 5%. Free money, y'all. And don't be discouraged, because if your job doesn't offer it, you can create your own Roth IRA retirement plan online. It's the same thing. You won't have anyone matching you, but at least you can start putting in some money in there, and slowly it will start growing. Number 2 is going to be cutting unnecessary expenses. You have to really identify what areas you can cut off on. If it's entertainment, if it's eating out, if it's shopping, subscriptions, order Postmates, get coffee each day, or make food at home, make your own coffee. And if you really want something that is extra, then you're gonna have to sacrifice and cut from another area of your finances. Let's say you don't have time to make coffee in the mornings, or you don't have time to cook your dinner, so you set up a subscription with a meal plan, or you get Postmates, and you're gonna have to cut out either from your shopping or from your entertainment. So you need to be mindful of your expenses. You want that dream car, you want that dream home, then you're gonna have to make some sacrifices. I have to cut off on certain luxuries that you have. This has really helped me in those moments where I'm like, oh, but I've worked so hard. I deserve a Starbucks, or I deserve to eat out today. It's just $7, it won't hurt. But I remind myself that these small purchases are taking away from my future investments. Tip number 3 is going to be to avoid debt. As student loans, car payments, credit card debt, you have to create a plan to pay this off as soon as possible. You have to stop delaying it, okay? Debt includes interest. So this means the longer that you put it off, you're gonna end up paying more than you had originally had for debt, which is just a waste of money. Debt is not all bad, right? There is good debt. Debt essentially builds your credit, and it also builds your net worth. You just have to be responsible with your debt and set up a plan to pay that debt off. In conclusion, budgeting and saving in your 20s can set you up for financial success and stability. By tracking your expenses, creating a budget, setting saving goals, cutting unnecessary expenses, and avoiding additional debt, you can achieve your financial goals and build a secure financial future. I really hope that you found all of this information very, very helpful, and you put it into practice. Please let me know in the comment section below if there's anything else that you want me to dive in deeper on finances, and please give this video a like and subscribe so I know that I'm bringing you guys value through my videos. Thank you all so much, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. Stay blessed.
Oh my.